Zev Halayvi Hershkevich, a Peter Chaiker. Peter Moshe Halayvi Hershkevich, Kisser Shaleliyui.
Talas, you do an accent, Talas?
Kisser Shalinu Zikhodov Bamail Shioshu, Kimisi Adoinoi, Sibati Shioshu Adoinoi, Imituseho Sisi, Aliyui Malach Bris, and I shall hold of an Eva Voidaliminim, some kind of Sibati Shioshu Adoinoi. So, no, I never say, Ho, Kemoitai, Shula, Rav, Shulam, said, Mine, Mershot, Ashratif, School Vision Taireho, Nesbati by Seho, Kedoi, Shaihuleho. Peter Moshe Arya Sharf Min Akissa. Sandig designer not gelezen Sharf. Wie heb hem tikken, baby? Wie heb hem? Sandig. I say the book on the window, stay here, you say the book on the Shulam Arya Numa Mina Sandik. Sandik nimmt der Vetter Meier Gutmann. Mina Sandik.
Is
Der Bezahler in Chul und Sharf, Sandik mit Bekriyas Hashem. Bekriyas Hashem. Wo ist der Bruch? Der Vetter hat zwei Arien, Hakoyen kann der Bruch.
you're going to give it to him?
Wer sucht die Brücke? Was heißt die Brücke? Ja, aber ich suche den Kleinen. Schon ist der Lifetime Guarantee.
What?
Lifetime Guarantee.
Nein. Ja.
Take pictures, everything else. Okay. Is ook een mogelijk?
Orihat odin oil hanimela koilom boy raitri hagufen. Orihat odin oil hanimela koilom ashkide shidid mi beiten bkhoy gishai roison vetetsu altus am yos beris koidesh al kein beschar so is al khai und kein ist rein tsava el hasil yedid sharaine mi shachas. Man berisoy ashesom besoraini buri khatu adoino koirais habre
Seit 5 Minuten allein wie Herrschgewitz Kriis Hashem. Und der fette Blumen duvet allein wie Herrschgewitz Amide le Kriis Hashem. Wie das Sidder.
Ein Olai, wo ist eine Kaya mit Sayela da sei, no wie boy. Bikurai shmol be Israel. David Shimon. Dann rein Avrom Yosef. Isma tu am Yosef Lutzo, Sugali moi babribit no da kusi. Ma ku biku ime Sugali olate tu. Leima bedo mai yarai. Is the safe to my Sharf Bris Neymar, Bayumo, Bayuam is Yitzhak Benoish, Ben Sheboinas Yumim, Kasha Tzibus Wasilim, Hoidi Du bist Shimon, der Rabbi Avrom, Yosef, sehr gut und gut alle hier gescheint, ich das Gebet, kein Schmerz und Teufel, Masim Teufel.
Ich habe gesagt, aber mit Jan muss schon, du würdest schon, ihr wurde gerade sehen nach dem Himmel. Du wirst Shimon, wenn rein Avrom Yosef, auch schon zu wissen. Schein schnell zu wissen, keine gute Teure gibt Masim Teufel neu mal rum. Give a drink, it's a skill. Without a drink, give a drink. It's your new meal, meal drink. Nine, give me my towels. Nee, maar wil je door de mensen komen, dus je met de negel, dus mijn egel.
I missed the custom.
Good morning, Mazel Tov. On behalf of Rivki and myself, I would like to welcome everyone and thank you for coming to this beautiful, long overdue simcha. I only have one quick speech, so if you just bear with me. The Gemara brings down, take the reverb off. The Gemara brings down that a bris is brought together with simcha. And the obvious question is, a bris is known for pain. Why do we put it in the same category as simcha? And the answer is that the result of the bris is our connection to Hashem. Bris Shel Avraham Avinu. And what we gain from that bris far outweighs any pain that anyone has. And before I explain where the baby's name comes from, I just want to thank a few people who have helped Rivki and I to get to where we are today. First, our family members who couldn't be here today physically, but whose neshamas are here with us. Our grandparents, Reb Moshe ben Mordechai Sharf, and Reb Eizer Asher ben Reb Aryeh Yehuda Newman, Aleim HaShalom, and Gittel Bas Reb Moshe Friedman, Aleim HaShalom. This past year has been a year full of sadness for both sides of our family. We lost our beloved grandmothers, Rezel Bas Reb Shalom Newman, and Shifra Bas Reb Yaakov David Hershkowitz, Aleim HaShalom. We also lost our dear uncle Moshe Yehuda ben Shal Shalom, Alav Shalom, who left us way too early in his life. May their neshamas have aliyahs. I would like to thank my parents, Max and Adele Sharf, for all their support throughout my life. You guys are not one of the smartest people I know. You are the smartest people I know. Just like many sports teams have that go-to guy when they're in trouble or need help, you guys are my go-to guys. Words honestly cannot express the gratitude for all you have done and continue to do for us on a daily basis. May we only share in each other's simchas. My in-laws, Shani and Eva Hershkowitz, whom I've had the pleasure of living with for the first 5 years of my marriage. And I'm not being sarcastic. I would never recommend anyone living with their in-laws, except when you have in-laws like mine. They are the exception. I can't explain to you the love they have for me and how they treat me like their own flesh and blood, because it's unheard of for in-laws to be so close and connected with a son-in-law. Out of all the wonderful blessings I have had in my life, having such amazing in-laws is definitely on the top of the list. A special thank you to my mother-in-law, who was at my house every night since the baby was born, after long days of work, helping Rivki with the baby, bathing him, changing him, and making us feel like we were doing her a favor. Thank you, Mom. Thank you to my brother Maishi and sister-in-law Chaya and their kids for always being there for us with love, support, and guidance. I was actually on the phone with Maishi last night while I was writing this speech. Also, a big thank you to Chaya and the kids for making the beautiful pekla for last night's Vachnach. Thank you to my sister Tammy and her kids for always offering to help us out and spend time with us. We wish you lived closer, but we love you just as much. My brother-in-law Maishi and Meryl and their kids, you guys mean the world to us. Thank you for being both our best friends and your kids for being our kids' best friends. My brothers-in-law, Shimi and Benji, for being the little brothers I never had and the older big brothers my kids never had. I owe a lot of the special, amazing way our kids behave and act thanks to both of your influences while they were growing up. I hope you influence our new baby David the same way. To our uncles and aunts who came here today to join us in our simcha, Uncle Charlie and Tante Rivki, Uncle Jeffrey and Aunt Rochelle, Uncle Meyer and Aunt Judy, Uncle Heshi and Aunt Leah, Aunt Yutka and all our cousins and their children. Thank you for making us the luckiest people on earth by having such a warm and loving family. Rivki and I are truly blessed. And lastly, our dear friends and family who called us with advice and who cooked our dinners over the last 2 weeks. We would not have survived without you. Special thank you to Blimi Grossman who arranged all our delicious meals. And now for the man of the hour, our new baby boy. We named our son David Shimon. David comes from Rivki's grandfather, Rabbi Yamin David ben Shmuel Natah Halevi Hershkowitz, Alav Shalom. Although I never had the privilege of meeting Dudi Bachi, and Rivki only knew him when she was really young, I was amazed at the stories I heard about his life and all he did for Klal Yisrael. After surviving the war, he went back to his hometown of Salish, Russia, because they were told the borders would be open and they had a small window of opportunity to get in and get out. This was a lie. Once they got back home, the borders closed and they were stuck. Although they lived in one of the most anti-Semitic countries and regions in the world, that did not stop him from raising his family to be from Shem Shabbos Yidden. Although they had to live as from Jewish Stillahite, he still made sure that they kept every aspect of Yiddishkeit alive for future generations. And because of him, I was able to find my perfect wife. But his dedication to Yiddishkeit didn't stop there. Everyone always hears stories about the olden days when a town was in trouble. There was always two men who saved the day. There was the politically connected man, which was his brother-in-law, Reb Itzik Wolf Bachi, Olav Shalom, who had the connections to get someone in to see the right man, be it the mayor or the governor, who would decide the fate of the town. Then there was the man with the money, the one who had to bribe everyone along the way, from the cab driver to the doorman to the secretary to anyone and everyone who had their hands stretched out. This was Binyamin David. To put him in today's perspective, had he still been alive today, he would have enough money to buy entire square blocks of homes and properties here in Flatbush, and own every make and model of every brand new car. But instead of using his money for himself, he lived a simple life in a simple home and used his riches to help Jews. When someone's husband was nifter, he went and bought the almana firewood for the winter and made sure it was hand-delivered to the family. When someone was making a simcha, he made sure every single bill was paid in full. The week before they left Russia, he had a huge, lavish dinners every night in his home, and he invited the entire town to come eat with him, and he grabbed piles upon piles of cash right out of his pockets every night and gave it to his townspeople like it was nothing. He gave up his entire fortune and life to come to America so his family can live as open from Yidden. He and his family left with literally just the shirts on their backs. He sacrificed everything just so we all could be here today. Even non-family members who knew him named their children and grandchildren after him. That's the kind of effect he had on people. I am honored to be able to name my son after him so he can follow in the footsteps of Binyamin David ben Reb Shmuel Nata Halevi Hershkowitz and his Neshama have an Aliyah. Shimon comes from Rivki's other grandfather, Reb Shimon Zev ben Reb Sholem Fayesh Olav Hashem. When trying to prepare this speech a few weeks ago, I was trying to find out more about him. My mother-in-law is not known to be a big talker, so it was hard to get stories out of her. But Rivki did know him long enough to remember him. He also survived the war and went back home to try to rebuild his life as a true Ben Torah. He was a very pious man, a quiet man, but a tzaddik. He was sent to Siberia for about 8 years just because one week his store did not fill the anti-Semitic government quota that they placed on him. 8 years he didn't see his wife and family. Can you imagine what that would do to a person? Can we say that we would stay sane and true to our Yiddishkeit if we were in Siberia for 8 years, especially right after a child was born? But he remained a true Yid. When he was finally released, he wasn't angry or broken. Rather, he acted as if nothing happened or changed. When they finally were able to come to America, he raised his daughters to be Elcha from Bas Yisrael's, models to all our daughters to be. In his later years, he became sick and lost his ability to walk and see, but that didn't stop him or give him any excuses. As Rivki told me, he would demand to be taken to shul in his wheelchair and daven in Torah davening by heart. Not only that, he knew the entire laning by heart, often correcting the Baal Koret, even though he was blind. This was a man who was no doubtly sitting next to the Kisei HaKavod. And I hope we're fortunate enough to have our David Shimon grow up to be like Reb Shimon Zev and Reb Sholem Fayesh and his Neshama have an Aliyah. 3 final thank yous to my son, my Bechar, my firstborn, Maishi. Where are you? Whenever I'm asked by someone to give them a bracha, I always say, may you have a son half as good as mine. You are perfect in my eyes, don't ever change. I know you will be such an amazing big brother, at least once you put your iPhone down. To my older daughter, Gitti, where are you? There you are. You have shown us in the past 2 weeks what an amazing big sister you are, and how you offer to help Mommy, whether we want you to or not. May you continue to bring us nachas for many years to come. Last, but certainly not least, to my best friend, my life, my love, my wife, Rivki. It's been a long 9 years. Good things come to those who wait is an understatement. You are an amazing friend, mother, and wife. You are my perfect match. I know you always tell me that you couldn't live without me, but it is I who cannot and could not live without you. Please don't ever change. You are the most amazing and talented people I know. I am so proud of everything you do and have accomplished and still do to this day. I brag all the time about you and to anyone who's listening. You're an amazing role model for our children, and you make me a better person. May we continue to see nachas from all our children and continue to build our bias and Yisrael at B'Yisrael Tzedek and Permeinu. Amen.
Excellent.